somebody endorsed me for a wireless system. Wires everywhere, pulling and tugging. Anyways, welcome. Look, just a quickie before Christmas. Hold on a second here. Track there so we can see some messages once in a while. Basically wanted to remind you that holiday season can bring changes in your guitar routine, right? So it's going to be a little important that you make sure you set aside the time. If you're not ready to play in front of people, right? If you are, then you can pretty much play anytime you want. But if you're not ready yet and it's still a practice thing, look, it's okay to take a day or two off. No problem. But, you know, the more you do it, the more whatever, you know. So, hi from Ottawa. Hey, I'm from a little place called the Laura. Same province, though.
So you want to play guitar, but you think to yourself, I could never do that.
Merry Christmas to you too. So remember, you got to keep up those the strumming situation. You gotta keep at it. And that's really what I wanted to go over a few things today, just to kind of give you some ideas on what you could do over Christmas. And look, if you're not comfortable, then obviously you need to find a place solitary. So it might mean just waking up early and doing it before everybody else kind of gets on with their day, or, you know, late nights if that's possible. I don't know your situation, don't know if you're at home, if you have privacy, if you're out, if you're traveling. It is what it is. But look, if you got to take 2 days, 3 days, don't worry about it, because the desire's there, the passion's there. You're going to come back to it, you know. The next thing that I want to just talk about briefly, because I get so many questions about it and comments, and it's bar chords. And I want to make sure that you understand. I want to make sure that you understand that you don't need bar chords, okay? It all depends on what you want to do as a guitar player. Bar chords are fantastic. They allow you to play. In fact, I just made a video about it, so you're getting a sneak preview on one of my videos. They allow you to play any chord on the guitar, but not only that, it allows you to play that same chord progression or song or whatever you want to call it in other areas of the guitar, right? So, like, it's really, really valuable. And so, Sure, whatever. It's strumming. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, sure. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what your problem with it is or your issue, so I'll just cover some basics for you, right? Um, all right. Again, not knowing the level that you're at, there's two things going on. There's the left and the right hand. So we got to be before you can really. It's this whole thing here, right? Before you can do one thing really well, you got to do the other thing kind of equally as well so that there's little mistakes, right? You're working together as one. So, assuming that you're pretty proficient with your left hand, that you can, it just does what it needs to do. Then on your right hand, okay, you start from the basics. 1, 2, this is how songs are written. Maybe 4 beats of D, 4 beats of C, 4 beats of G, and back to 4 beats of D, and then 4 beats of D, and 4. Okay, there's your rotation. So to strum that, the most basic way would be downstrokes, quarter strokes, quarter notes. So we would play 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 notes per bar. Those are quarter notes. If we only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's whole note lasting the 4 beats. So we went from quarter notes, every note, to just playing 1. We can play 2 if we want, right? So we're going to play in a 4-4, which is 4 beats to a bar, and we're going to play 1 bar per chord around the horn. D, C, G, D. Okay? And this is how you can strum it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Speed doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. You can go as slow as you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, you got the idea? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're developing a steady rhythm throughout. All downstrokes, all the exact same apart, right? Now we want to be able to split those notes, sometimes in half and other times not. So that would require that we play, as guitarists, an eighth note. So an eighth note is basically right in half of the quarter note. So in other words, in between, that's your down, your quarters, you're going to come up. Down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So what did we do there? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I played the same in the same time. I played 8 notes because I played a note coming up instead of just the 4. But I did it in the same amount of time. That's the key part. That's very important. That's your strumming. It's called timing, I guess, right? Okay. Now, once you have that timing, 1, 2, whatever it is, your strum. So in this case, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, right? Now that's you're starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going, okay? But for the most part, it's all about strumming, and you don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to do any of these fancy rhythms. You could just stick to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now this time around, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3. It's all the same, no matter what I do. I'm just playing more notes in the same amount of time as I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? That's the most basic way to think about it. Now, one step further would be, don't worry about it so much, because yes, you need it as a good foundation. But you know what? If you're only ever playing on your own, not a big deal. If you're going to sing and play on your own, not a big deal. When it becomes a big deal is when you got like a partner or a bandmate or a singer that you're playing to. You got to be on time. You got to be together. And so just by, instead of, just for a while, instead of thinking musically of what you're doing strumming wise, in other words, thinking of the song that you're strumming to in your head, right? Instead of that, think of the numbers. Think of the timing. The 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2. Right? And start understanding what's going on with the different rhythms. Or are we playing a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? We're playing in threes now. So now we're only playing 3 beats for a bar of music. So it can get a little, it can change. But for the most part, if you just think of it as an even strum, okay? Now, a unit could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be, how would I say this? All right, so a unit could be, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. So we're only counting the 1, 2, 3, right? Now, or it could be, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And it changes everything. So it's, yeah, the strumming. I know that's a little bit vague of an answer per se, but yeah, a bit of maybe a long answer there, but so yeah, I myself will probably not play for a day maybe, but that's not like I'm not planned or anything. I just from what I foresee. So don't get rattled if you don't get to play. But if you can, yeah, try to keep it up over the holidays wherever you are, right? Yeah, easy fingerstyle, sure. I once explored the Travis picking system. I looked at it, and I don't know, like there was a lot of things that were like forced to memory. Like you had to play this string with this thumb and this thumb, that string, and then this finger you play this string and that string and this one. And I found that as a beginner quite difficult, so it didn't sound good, and then I just lost interest, right? All right, so then I came back, and what I did was I just started, once I had switched playing my, not that you have to do this, but once that I switched playing my G this way to this way, okay, that was sort of a big kind of a thing to it. Now, so now, I'm just using my thumb and my forefinger here. I'm just trying to make sure that, I know it's hard to see, but this is all I'm doing. I'm using my thumb to go down and my finger to come up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Basically this, okay? Then I add different little rhythms to it. And then I might strum the chord in a different area. Like I'll strum the chord. It's trebly, right? Same chord, didn't move my left hand one bit, and it sounds bassy. Trebly, bassy. So I'm flicking, right? Then I realized that I could turn my hand over and get some volume like that. Right? So I got that weapon too. So this is like finger picking. So then when I integrate that into strumming the chord, often I'll do that on the way up. I'll flag that. So if this is a G chord, on the way up, I'll just pluck that G note. I've got my pinky on, right? So I don't know what style I play, and that's kind of where I was going with this, is that you just develop your own style, right? So get some basics. So in my case, the foundation for this pattern, like how I play it, would be thumb takes care really of these two strings, no different, and probably even three. And it would be responsible for a full strum of the chord at any time that I felt I wanted to, right? If it worked. And then the finger only is for tight picking or at the end of a chord to come up. So my 1 and 4, 5, 1, and. So my ups would be my finger flick. So as long as I hit that root note, now it gets a little trickier, but if I was playing a C chord, if I switched to a C chord, I can still pluck that G because C and G, right? They have a relationship, right? So C is the fourth of G. So they have that relationship. So they're going to sound good together. So if I strum down on a G or on a C and pluck a G coming up, no problem, because not only are they buddies, but remember, the triad of C is C, E, G. So the G note on at the end or beginning of a C chord is going to go. So this is my little way of playing it. Now, I don't know, I'm sure people have done it, but this is me. Day to day. Get a good groove going, get a few chords. Hey everybody. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I'm not saying it's a better or worse system. It's just that's the way I do it. And I simplified the Travis. I ruled out, even though I had the odd time, I ruled out these two fingers. Right? The odd time, but I'm mostly a two plucker. See how I did it there? I just used the fat finger once to cover that. Just give me a ding on that G. Right? Not all the time. So you notice we switched 3 chords, F to the C to the G, and each time I flick that same G note with the pinky. Right? It's just like a tiny thing like that. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Ultimately, you're going to find your own style. Like you're going to find your own sort of what works for you. And at the end of the day, you know, I have a hard time people with people saying that you've got to do this a certain way because you do it the way it works for you, right? So remember that. And oh, of course, I always say, I mean, if you're going to go and be in a band or you're there's a requirement, you have a responsibility, then you got to do things by their book. Okay, there's going to be rigid. This is the parts you play. This is how you play them, and all that kind of stuff. For those of you out there that are aspiring to that level, then you're definitely going to want to, much more refined instruction. You got a lot to learn. The rest of us, we just want to play some songs, have fun, and wherever it goes, it goes. You know, I would have never thought I would have come as far as this when I started out. It wasn't the goal, but it just grew on me. You know, and once I realized I understood what it took to get better and be good and be able to play songs and learn songs in no time and never have any history as a musician in any way whatsoever. I never played a note of music until I was 50. So, you know, it's the music part of it is the least of your worries. It's the actual developing the motor skills that you need to play this instrument. That's the whole trick of playing the guitar. Just gotta. I'm strumming with one hand, fretting with the other, and they work seamlessly, right? They work seamlessly together. That's where you need to be. And, before you start advancing and taking on things like bar chords and triads and scales and all that stuff, I mean, look, unless you're really, of course, some people are going to be from day one. That's what you want to do. Absolutely. Just go for it. From my experience, you know, you're really going to need to build a basic but solid guitar foundation. You're going to need these hands to be able to work together just seamlessly so that you can do anything. Once this happens, you're on your way because you can now do anything real quick, right? Where when you're starting out, you have no coordination, you have no grace, you have no touch and feel with the strings. There's a lot of bashing going on and haywire, and that's just the way it is. Till everything calms down, you get repetition, your brain starts relaxing, realizing, okay, I don't have to worry about lefty. He's got those chords. And righties, hey, you guys sounding good, right? That's it. You're developing that. We're not really making music. Everything sounds shit, right? But all of a sudden, things start happening. Three chords from the same key, just played around with, right? Using my fingers up and down to make noise, basically. And there's your chords. Right? Not a pick in sight. No picks. right? So that's, I don't know. Yes. Yeah. So that's what happened to me, right? The one of the the first time I taught myself to play guitar and failed miserably, I had been playing about 7 or 8 months, and I wasn't getting any better. And it's, people didn't want to hear it. So shut up, shut up. So one day I was playing this. And I'm playing it the way I would. I'm not trying to play it well right now. I'm bashing, right? I was playing that. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it was yet. Shut up. So I put the pick down, right? And I just went like this. Venture Highway in the sunshine, right? With the taste of falling, da 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 da. America, right? All of a sudden, I thought, wow, does that ever sound cool? So I started playing the chords, like just the chords that I play with the side of my thumb, no pick. I wasn't even using this finger yet. It was all thumb. So I would play it. This is how I would play. So my thumb is just brushing up and down. And then I saw those old, from the British kids like Jimmy Page back in England, playing something called skiffle. And I don't know exactly what skiffle was, but it sure sounds like this. Right? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. But I've always liked that. I'm British, and I can remember for me, it was in the 60s for sure, because I was still living there. And I can remember people outside, like in public, I guess Beatles kids influenced by, playing their guitars like that, skiffle, because apparently anyone could play it. Well, all right. Now I understand why. Because it's a freestyle in that there's no... You're not doing anything precise. So when you're using a pick and you're playing a C chord, right? You got to be precise. So when I'm strumming, you may not see it, but I'm not playing this string here. I got that, as you can hear, that's muted out, right? But you don't have to mute it out. Just don't hit that. It's not the end of the world if you do once in a while, right? It's a G, like if you've got your thumb, okay, so it's an E note, right? Okay. If you hit your C and you hit that E, okay, C, E, C. E is the third of its integral part of what makes a C chord. So if you hit this here, it's an E. It's okay. If you play it here, beautiful. If you turn it to a G with your pinky, take it off. Put it on, take it off. Put it on, take it off. Right? Just using that pinky. Right? So anyways, I like as soon as I heard that, and I'm like, wow, So I play whenever I can. Now, you can't always play like that. If you're somewhere, I found this out the hard way, outside around a big circle of people, fire in the middle, noise everywhere. I come up, I start this shit. Right? Or it might have been this, watch. You can tell I'm like America, right? Anyways. This is how, you know, how sweet and nice that is, right? I mean, nobody can hear you because they can't. So you got to be amped up. Now, so if you're amped up, that's great. So if, in other words, if you're doing a gig, and I've done quite a few like this, you don't have to use a pick. I didn't. I had picks there, but I prefer to play like this when I'm singing. You know, because if you use, for me, I'm singing, and I use a pick, it really forces me to elevate or try to project more than I need or should, and then things can go off the rails, right? For anybody, yeah. But yeah, you know. So I like to keep the playing down, you know, the volume of the playing, you know, as low as possible. So, but yeah, this is basically another America song. Oh, let me see. What do we got? Now, I haven't played this one for a while, but hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Sometimes late when things are real. Some are quick to take the blame. Let's take the very Nas never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause one mother died for the evening in the Tropic of Sir Galahad. Oh, please believe in me when I say da 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 da. That's such a cool song. It's not exactly how it's played, but it's pretty close. And no, you're not. You're not. You, you're not. You're not breaking any rules. All right, here's another one. Ain't it fun? I gotta get my America voice on. Ain't it foggy at night? All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go and stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer. 'Cause Diamonds are feather, we're going by the name of the same man. He flies the sky like an eagle in the eye of a hurricane that's abandoned. So that would be, what's the name of that song? That was their Vietnam song. My head is, I'm sorry, my memory is just horrible. A lot of short-term, weird memory loss. The name of that song is Sandman, I believe. Yeah, Sandman. Then, I love this song. I wish I could do it. Hold on a second. He's the flower needs the rain, you know it needs you. If I had it all again, you know I need you. Like the winter needs the spring, you know I need you. I need you. Hang a second. Every day, I pass the hours away, something like that. Knowing that you love me. That's another go. I haven't played that. I used to be able to play that one. I kid you not. And I could if I just needed probably 5 minutes to figure it out. But I think that might have been the one I played with a capo. I'm not sure, or that might have been used to laugh, used to cry, we used to cry, bowed our heads and we wonder why, something like that. Now and then, yeah, come to think of it, I used to play probably about 8 or 10, probably all the America's greatest hits. I knew how to play, and some of them really well. I played one for the longest time, and people did not know what it was, and I thought it was just a cool song. And it's how does that go? That was oh boy. See, and I used to play this all the time. Spectators line the avenues. No. Players step out right on cue. Boy. Finders find love for the evening. Do 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 do. Finders. Losers lose and wind up weeping. 'Cause it's the only game in town. That was not. See, I used to play that all. I've been through the sand. Living, stumbling, feet on that damn van. Out there's here's a between a heart. This is the way it always starts. Finders find love for the evening. Losers lose, play them. Keepers keep the. What was it? Finders find love for the evening. Keepers keep the love they found. Winners, losers, wind up weepers. 'Cause it's the only game in town. I don't know if you know that's kind of maybe an obscure cut, but I used to play that all the time. So there's another America song, right? Pretty cool. Oh, Ventura Highway. Hold on a second. That's like a. Da, da, da. Oh, it's so close. Da, with the lights are falling, I think I ba 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 ba. know. Then there's a verse. Then the freeway, no, then the freeways, or is it the freeways? I don't know the chords, but again, I used to play that song all the time. I got to brush up on my America Ventura Highway. Yeah, that's a really nice song. Oh, that's the one with that really hard opening riff. That's a toughie. I've never been able to play that. Oh, it's you know what you know the one I'm talking about. Ah, don't get it in. I'll be on it all night. But I should learn that one. It's a tough riff. I think I did it once. It sort of sounded the right, and then I forgot how it was. It's not complicated. It's just you got to play it really fast. Um, you know. Yeah, that's well, I don't know that one. Never going back. I don't know the chords to that. I mean, if see now, well, if you don't, no sense wishing, no sense wishing, you should be working towards doing it, right? Because if you sat there and did it, you know, you'll get better and better. And look, if I looked at a song, 9 times out of 10, I can start playing it within, a few minutes, 10 minutes at the most, 15 minutes, whatever. Uh, and it's just a matter of how well do you know the song, and it's very tough if you don't know the song. It's much easier when you do know the song, obviously. Uh, but yeah, what a great! I got to see America live uh, uh, about oh God, probably 15 years ago now. Um, and second row, and got the big pick toss from Dewey Bunnell. So I got that in a frame with the ticket stub, and yeah, it was pretty cool. They sounded great. Like they just sounded so tight, right? Um, you know, and it was just like you just one after the other is coming at you, and you're just sitting there going like, "What the hell is going on here?" It is songs, even songs that you forgot about that they sung uh, that were good in the day. So, anyways, remember, even though not all songs are made for the guitar, but you can play them. It could be a synthesizer song. You can still play. You can play Pink Floyd on the guitar, and all that stuff. So So again, like look what we're doing here. Like nothing. But we're playing and we're learning about our guitar. You got nothing to do one night watching TV, just play. Play along one string, see what happens. I mean, you start hearing things. If this sounds okay, let's do it here. Same thing. Oh, now we got something going, right? So I guess some people call that call and response, right? Well, you don't have to really know what you're playing. You don't have to. You just got to know that it sounds good. So if I went, that a call and response? So I'm asking a question, and the answer is, see how that works now? Now I don't have to know what I played. If I'm not playing along to anybody, and as long as it sounds good. Right? Now I am playing G, A, C, D, but we don't need to know that. Go see what's going on down here with the F and G. But you don't have to know that. You just got to know that if you went, you can make little melodies. So you start playing those 4 notes together and see what happens. And you know you got these 2 here too, that you can go back on. Endless possibilities. And that's how it starts. Just noodling around on your guitar, or what I refer to as just play your guitar. And that's how it starts. You know, you'd be surprised how many things I've learned just from doing that. Now, I know it sounds weird, but there are some things that are right under your eyes, or they were right under my eyes, okay? You're me. So, uh, oh, nice. Oh, Leacock is the drummer, right? I believe is Leacock. Oh, Bill Lee, is it Bill Leacock? Um, wow, that's awesome. Oh, that'd have been a great man. I'd have been in heaven there. Definitely. Uh, for those of you that are playing chords, getting a little bored, check out my video on my site, on my channel there. It's the secret fret, the 2nd fret, and learn about all these notes here. Right? There you go. Now, once you know those notes, you don't have to know what they are. You can do anything you want in between these open chords. Right? So all we're doing here is we're playing any note in any order from that little collection there. You can call it a scale if you want, but you don't have to. We can play anything we want here with anything we want there. Right? Again, no rules, and there's different ways to do it. You might incorporate that. All kinds of ways to do it. But you can only do it if you do it, right? So It doesn't always have to be a structured practice routine for you. It could just be you're just sitting around watching TV, and again, you don't even have to know what these notes are to know that you can play them and they sound good together. Right? So, you know, beautiful night. So I think the main thing to remember also is keep it simple. And those of you that have been following for quite some time know that, like, I don't do anything complicated. But more often than not, you're going to find that I'm relaxed, smooth, loose. Okay? So important. Tension is a guitar player's worst enemy. Left hand tension, too much pressure, pushing. Right hand tension, right? Especially with a pick. Where's a pick? Where's a pick? Oh, what do we got? We got a heavy pick. Oh, we do. We have a heavy pick. Got a heavy pick here. So I have to adjust right away. For the thicker pick. I got to make sure that my touch doesn't become overwhelming because I'm using a thicker pick than I'm used to. But luckily, I always have a variety of picks, even really, really thick ones. Really thick ones with a plastic tip. So if I have to and I need volume, I can bring out the heavy artillery. Crank her up, baby. Right? Okay? But you have to be aware of that. Yeah, it's something you have to develop, right? So, now someone hands me a pick and I can adapt. This is a lighter pick. You can hear it flapping a little bit against the strings. Now if I went any lighter, you'd hear it flapping like that. Okay? So what I did was I started on that. I think they're white picks, most of the companies that make picks, they're white as their, usually I think. And I started on that. And then I went down to a more, went up one. And at first it seemed heavy. I'd use it for a while, go back to the white one, right? Then the next day, pick up the thicker one. Oh, hey, yeah, okay. Now that becomes my floppy one. So I give it a few days of playing with this pick. Maybe a week if you don't play as much as I did, I think, at that time. And then all of a sudden, you go up another pick to the next level up. Right away, it's harsher. You got to back off. Ooh, I'm not liking this, right? It's getting a little too trebly there and loud. Now, how am I going to sing over that? Right? I don't like that. So you go back to the one below. Oh, yeah. Right? And then the same thing happens. A little bit each day more. Next thing you know, your go-to pick is now the heavier pick, and you have adapted the touch accordingly. Right? It's just so now I can be anywhere and play with any pick. Now, I know people, and I'm pretty sure anybody that's been around guitar playing people, we all know people that, oh, I don't have a pick. Do you have a pick? And you give them your pick, and it's like, oh, I can't use this. It's too whatever. Hey, man, if you do it right, you learn how to play and work your way through any pick and adjust accordingly. And when you're able to do that, that right there is a sign that you have good control and touch and feel on the strings. And that is something to be applauded, because that is a milestone in guitar playing. According to Ray's book of guitar playing, that's a milestone. When you get to that point, there are milestones in your journey, the way it worked for me. And that's one of them, right? The other ones are when you can play, you know, all your open chords, front and back, either way, any way, upside down, inside out, chord seamlessly and make it sound good, right? That's a moment. You learn and perfect your first bar chord or two to work in with your open chords for those certain songs, to be precise. You don't want to use a capo or whatever. And that's a moment. You know, that's a sort of when you start incorporating and being comfortable playing the same chords you've been playing, but in a different way, like bar chords or triads even. But I was going to tell you earlier about a thing that I learned just from noodling around the guitar. And I had seen this video about someone that said, well, if you put a capo on 2, G becomes an A and B becomes a C and whatever, right? So I thought, okay. So, and it's, you know, guitar fact, right? You go up 2 frets, you know, so, right, whatever, you know, you move the chords up and down. All right. The B major chord, for me, is one of, like, I just hate it. I can't play it there. Okay, now that's the A-shaped B major. I hate it, okay? I never do it well. I never play it well at all. Well, I'm playing around one day, okay, and I'm doing this. You know, I'm going up and down the strings, something like that, right? And then I started, you know, and I just started doing stuff like that. And then I had just started trying to play the A like this all the time. So I was sort of doing it when I had time to think about it, but when I needed a spontaneous A, it was back to the 3-fingered one. So I was just at this stage, and one day I was watching TV and I was doing this. I thought, oh, that's funny. Isn't that weird, eh? Like, it sounds so bad, it sounds good. Didn't even think about what I had just played. So now I'm like this. Same thing. I thought, oh, that's kind of weird, right? And you know, again, you lose it and you make mistakes, and like, oh, maybe then your finger's a little sore because you're not used to it. And I thought, okay, I'll try it one more time. And you're just playing around like that. And then that happened. And I went. And then I went. Wait a minute here. Okay, what do we got? Here's what we got. If this is an A, that's an A, then that must be a B. because a B major bar chord is an A, right? A, played with this finger, ideally in the book, by the book, right? And this is the B note right here from the bar. So that's what the B major is supposed to look like. I say, to hell with this B here, forget that B, and just play these three strings that were the A, B. Bing! I had this huge light bulb moment. So now all of a sudden there were certain songs and the 12-bar blues, right, in E, right? So that would be, I'll just shorten it. Yes, now I can play the 12-bar blues in the key of E. So I used to cheat and play E, A, E, D. I go to the D as the, so, hey, there you go. And I learned just from, and then it opens up your mind, and you just and you did that on your own. I know that sounds so simplistic, but it was there all the time. Never saw it, okay? And then once in a while, then you start thinking, okay, if it worked this way with this chord, maybe hey, all right, so look. There's a C chord, right? Right there. G, D, right? So we got G, D, G, D, G, D, C, G, right? G, C, or D, C, D, right? That's a G triad. Moving up to a D. It's not a triad because there's an open string in there. It's just one of those, it is a D, it's not a D major, but it's one of these freaky times where you can play an open chord away from home base and it still works. Or not an open chord, an open string in the chord, and it still works, right? So it's C, D, that's the theory. So you use it to replace, so if you were playing My Hoople and the Game of Life, yeah, 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 you could go Mock the Hoople and the Game of Life, yeah, 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 yeah. It gives it a different sort of D feel, right? So that's just from sliding the C up two frets. So in layman's terms, without getting all technical, it's a D, add this, slash, whatever. Forget that. It's a D. Just go C, D, C, D, G, or C, D, G, C, D, G, C, C, D, G, C, D, C, G. So remember, everything is just about a few chords, comfortable. That was with that thick pick or medium thick. Uh, that's what got us on that whole right. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Let's go. Let's go. Hi. All good. um, all right. So, what have we covered? What have we? Yeah, we've kind of, boy, we've done a lot so far today. But remember, keep it simple. It's so important. Perfect what you know. I say it every time I'm live because it is so, so important. Make sure that everything you do is methodical and simple and basic, and you polish from the inside out. You can get a little sloppy on the outside later on with certain things. It's no big deal. You got a good solid nucleus behind you, right? And when the going gets tough and tough gets going, you just revert to what you know how to do best, which could be just playing 3 chords. So that's what you do. And you force, like in a group situation, you force other people to play to you. You know what you're playing, you play it well, and they have to play to you. So, you know, cheating side of town. um, doesn't that go? She's heading for the. I don't. And he knows. He knows where she's going. He knows where she's going. Yes, she's leaving. No, and oh boy, yeah, I played that a long time ago. He's heading for the cheating side of town. So, oh no, I wish I knew that. Got to get one of those things that I could just tap in when people mention songs and gives you all the chords. That'd be good. The other thing, yeah, I'm gonna drop that video for bar chords on Boxing Day, and it's gonna take you if you don't know much about bar chords, it'll show you the shapes you need to learn in order to play anywhere on the fretboard. Uh, and more importantly, it talks about like what do you do with the bar chords? Like how do you use them? How are they best used? How to practice them? How to develop them? So it's I think it's pretty informative. It's not a from square one. Put your finger here, put your finger there, that type of thing. It's not one of those type of tutorials. I assume that you already know, that this is an E-shaped bar chord, but I go over that just to make sure. And then, anyways, and then there's parts in there where it just shows some little tips to make your playing a little bit more comfortable and better at the beginning. So you keep encouraged. And yeah, it's a pretty cool video. So I'd appreciate if you watch for it. It'll be coming out Boxing Day because everybody's got sort of too much to do Christmas Day. I don't know if maybe I'll release it Christmas night or something. I don't know, but Boxing Day for sure. And check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have any comments. So again, and my issue on bar chords is it's not something you need to know or worry about or learn at all. And if and when you do decide to take up bar chords or take them more seriously and add more of them into your daily repertoire, just make sure that you're along in your guitar foundation, that you've got some touch and feel, you've got some confidence, you know what you're doing, and you're playing songs, you're sounding good, because then you'll be able to pick that up in no time. But when you're too much of a beginner, there's too much going on with bar chords, physically and mentally, because you do have to know your notes on your strings here. And that might sound simple to many, but there's a lot of people out there that have no idea at this point where their notes are, what the notes are on the strings at all. They just know that that's a C because Inner Google told me to put my fingers there. And the guy on YouTube told me to do this, and that's a G, and the guy on TikTok told me that that's a D. Right? So, you may not know certain things. So bar chords are just not for beginners. So don't get down on yourself if you've tried them and you didn't sound good and they wasn't very pleasant, because that's the way it is for most people. It's not very pleasant. Because you need to give yourself time before you venture into things like that. Same with scales. So I spent 2 months learning scales without knowing what am I going to do with these things and I never did master them, but I learned a lot of scales. I memorized them. 5 7 5 7 5 8 5 8 7 9 7 9 7 12 blah, 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 blah. Get away with me. So like, you don't need it, because I didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, I could do all that. What was it? Something like that. The minor pentatonic. Great scale. Why learn it when you've only been playing guitar 6 months? You don't even know barely how to play songs. So what are you going to do with that scale? You know what I mean? Like, I wasted so much time I don't want you to waste. Because most of you are never going to need a scale. So why bother? Learn it when you need it, because it'll be so much easier then to learn. Yeah, status quo. Mr. Duggins. Richard. Good. I'm glad it helped. Theory, don't be afraid of theory, as you found out. Status quo, three chords for sure. Yeah, don't be afraid of music theory. It's, again, you don't need it. As long as you're willing to let the inner Google tell you what to do and how to do it, no problem. But eventually, it's just one of those things. Now, I always have told people, followers, that, your journey is like a Hercules up to Mount Olympus thing. It's up and up and up. Every now and then, what's going to happen is you're going to come across a gate. And in order to get through the gate, you need a key. And that key is going to be some sort of advanced technique that you'll have to incorporate, or some sort of theory knowledge, or a combination of both. And the further up to Mount Olympus you go, where awaits the guitar gods, you're going to encounter these barricades. If you cannot get through one of the barricades, that's okay, because you've got everything leading up to that. You would be able to sit down and play guitar. Right? So it's like anything. The more expectation, like the more you want to get better, the more expectation there is of you. You're going to have to learn more and do it better. But that's okay as long as you do it a bit at a time. And again, the 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 opposite to that are those of us, and that includes me, that decided for some reason that we could spend 3 or 4 weeks or whatever on one thing, and then just simply move off and try something else for 3 or 4 weeks, and then move off for a month or two and try something else, and then over there. And we never really get a grasp on anything, and we never really get good at anything. So everything that we do, every month or two or whatever it is, you're a beginner all over again because you're learning something new. And you're not really, you don't have the skills yet here to, to be a quick learner. So everything's every day. And after a while, your brain says, hey, bud, hey, what are you doing? Every day you do this and you sound shit. And you're not getting any better. So put the guitar down and take some time off. So you do. You set the guitar down 2 days, 4 days, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, you're quit, and the guitar is now an ornament. That happens to most of the people. And at the end of the day, it happened to me. Not once, but twice. Twice. So each time, you know, 6 months in between. Like now I'm 3 years in and I'm a jack of some trades, master of none. I know a few bar chords, I know a few open chords, I know a half a scale or two, and you know what I mean? And my strumming is meh. So I had to start all over. And that's, how would you say it? I don't know. Everything changed after the second time because the first 2 times I did everything the same way and made the same stupid mistakes. And that was, trying to do everything. The third time, that was different because I realized what I had to do. Play some open chords and play the hell out of them. And then you can turn those into songs and sound really good doing it. And that's what it was. I sat there every night and played G, C, and D till I could play it in my sleep, forwards, backwards, inside and out, make little melodies with it. Right? Do little things with it. Then I moved on to E, A, D. E, A, D. Oh, it's so nice to I love all the things you say and do. And it's so nice to hear you say, I'm gonna give you in every way. See all that emotion, da 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 da. If you know this song, you are an old doughboy like me. Baby, you and me now. Ba 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 bam, been always only dreaming about the time I like to be with you. Oh, it's so nice to hear you say, I love all the things you say and do. And it's so nice to hear you say, ba 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 ba. Right? How cool is that? Hey, cool. Yeah, well, that's what they're all about, right? It's a casual way, like everything is, I guess rightly so, video orientated, everything is structured. I mean, look, I'm not a content creator. I try. My videos are very basic, okay? They're getting better, and I'm working on it. But it's not, I'm not a professional content creator creating guitar stuff. I'm a self-taught guitar player just talking and trying to share what went right and wrong on my journey so that it saves other people a lot of time and aggravation, right? So, cool. Yeah, sometimes when you see and experience other people's experiences, you realize, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, maybe I'm not that bad, or maybe I can do this, right? Early morning yesterday, was up before the dawn. I really heavy enjoy my stay. I must be moving on. King without a castle, queen without a throne. Early morning lover, and I must be moving on. Yeah, yeah. That's a cool song by Supertramp that I like. But well, I don't even know if I'm not really a teacher. I don't know. I'm just trying to share what worked for me after years of frustration. But thank you. I guess I am. I don't know if I'm a teacher. I guess I'm. You know what I am? I know what I am. I am a philosopher guru in that I don't necessarily teach technical teachings of the guitar. It's more the theoretical, philosophical philosophy behind the art of learning the guitar. Because, oh, sorry, at the odds. Because, look, the reality is, everybody is different, and everybody wants something different out of their guitar. So I just find it hard to say, hey, this is what you got to do, and everybody's got to do the same thing. Well, no, you don't. You got to do what works for you and what you want the guitar to sound like and do for you, right? So that's why you get into these different strumming techniques. And do you use a pick, or do you not use a pick, or there's all kinds of things. Like, do you want to be a lead guitar player? Let's see if we can. Right, we could do that too. You know, I often like stuff like this. Just sitting around picking individual notes. What's it? 3:10 p.m. Oh, so you must be. Where would you be? So you're out west somewhere. You're in the west because it is. What time is it here? It's 9. So there's a 6-hour difference. Yeah, so it's 9:10 here, 9:12 here. So you are 6 hours. You are 6 hours. 6 hours back. So you are. Wow, you're way around, right? You're way west. Yeah. It's Yeah, no, it's yes, it's oh, Red Phoenix is in my time, 9 p.m. Yeah, happy holidays, Mr. Phoenix. Um, yeah, yeah, a little tired. I had to shovel snow today, and the snow was that like really wet, heavy snowman making snow. Ah, and that took it out of me, I must admit, right? And then I've been working on this, finishing this video about bar chords, and that was getting frustrating. And after a while, you know, your old back sitting in the chair for hours at a time, it gets uncomfortable, and you know, you know how it goes. So, um, but yeah, so I just thought I would do this before everybody scatters around doing their Christmas stuff. But I do plan on hopefully doing something maybe later on Boxing Day. I haven't ruled out jumping on Christmas night because I can remember and still experience like, man, there's nothing to do Christmas, right? And hopefully the relatives have gone. They're gone to someone else's, the other side's parents or whatever. And for those, you know, maybe I'll jump on and see if there's anything going on. But yeah, I hope you, I hope some of you have stuck around for a bit of it to get some of those tips from earlier part of the show. I don't know how long. I don't know if we tripped the copyright with playing all those America songs or not, but we'll see. uh, and other than that, yeah, we'll see everybody live again just after Christmas. I wonder how many of you out there are getting brand new guitars for Christmas. Wow, lucky you. You never know. Or there's probably some of you out there that have already got your guitars as like a, okay, there's your Christmas present thing, right? Um, you know, but yeah, who knows? And yeah, you'll be strumming away in no time, right? All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks for joining me as usual. And remember, just play your guitar.